The fun thing about having a YouTube channel is that you can really track your progress. I really love that about my own videos and about going back in time and seeing how I recorded things, seeing what kind of goals I had at the time, and seeing if I actually accomplished them. So in today's video, I actually want to take a moment with you in order to reflect on the first 6 months of the year. Yes, we are already 6 months into the year, half of the time has already passed, and it is a really good time to check in on your own goals, because oftentimes we have really good intentions and New Year's resolutions in January, but then we kind of lose track of that and we lose sight of it. And it is really important to reel ourselves back in and take a moment to really be intentional about where we want to go over the next 6 months. So in today's video, I want to share a little bit of more personal insights. If you're curious to just learn how to do a mid-year review and what kind of points you should be paying attention to, then I absolutely recommend to you to watch my first video that I recorded about that, which is the mid-year review of 2021. You can find it here. And that video really is a great introduction into setting intentions and into understanding why it is really powerful to do this kind of an exercise. In today's video, I want to share the exact same 5 different journaling prompts that I already shared in the video from last year, but this time I really want to go into depth of my own goals, because I think honestly it is always really helpful to just hear other people's goals and to see how can I actually work with these different journaling prompts. That's why I'm sharing so many things about my own life. That's why I really want to dive into those kind of things and those kind of examples, because I think it might be more relatable and more helpful for you. So I would say, without further ado, let's get started. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Arndt and I'm a peak performance coach and stress management trainer, and I am so excited that you are here. I am recording these videos for you every single week because I really believe in the power of YouTube, in the power of audiences, and sharing with you what I am doing in my own life, how I am setting goals, how I sustain my performance, how I avoid burnout. So if you're watching this video on my channel for the very first time, welcome to the world of Julia Arndt. I'm really excited that you're here, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up on this video, because it really helps me to grow my audience and to help more people understand why personal development is so cool and so exciting and so powerful. So in today's video, I want to do a mid-year review with you. So as I already mentioned in the introduction, I want to share 5 different journaling prompts with you that I already kind of asked myself last year in the last video. However, I didn't share any personal insights. And honestly, at the time last year, I was kind of in a difficult spot. Personally, in my personal life, I wasn't really where I wanted to be, so I think it was honestly a little bit more difficult for me to share these kind of things. And this year, I feel better, I feel more open to share more personal insights and to be really honest with you about how I am doing. So here are the 5 different journaling prompts that I have for you in order to do the mid-year review for 2022. Number 1. What goals did you set for yourself in 2022? Number 2, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your progress for each of these goals? Number 3, are the goals for yourself still important for you, or would you like to create a new goal or replace one of your old goals? Number 4, if you were to review the year 2022 in December, where would you like to be with each of your goals? And then finally, write a list of 3 things that you can do for each goal that you can do in the next 6 months. Because honestly, and I have shared this with you in my monthly Plan With Me videos as well, I have lost sight of a few of the goals that I set for myself in January 2022 as well. And it is a really good time for me as well to just take a moment to pause, reflect, where was I at the beginning of the year, where am I today, what have I lost sight of, where am I doing well, and what do I want to do in the next 6 months. It is also honestly a very powerful exercise, because sometimes I think, especially as peak performers, we feel like we are not making enough progress fast enough. So I find it really powerful to take a moment to reflect on all of the things that have actually happened in order to take a little moment to appreciate ourselves, appreciate yourself for all of the things that you have already accomplished, because I'm sure there are many, and oftentimes we are not taking that time, we are not pausing, we are not celebrating our accomplishments. Again, this is why I am also doing these monthly plan with me videos. Make sure that you check them out on my YouTube channel. They're awesome and I really like to record them for you, and they really help me to pause and reflect. But honestly, it's been even more powerful to do this over the extended period of 6 months, because I did realize that I actually got a lot of the things that I set out to do already done, or at least started. And sometimes I'm very impatient with myself and I don't really trust the process, and I think everything should happen faster, and I am hard on myself. And so yeah, so doing these videos and doing these reflection exercises is a good practice for me as well, to be grateful about myself. So without further ado, let's jump into all of the different goals that I set for myself for the year of 2022. Number 1, read a book every month. Number 2, launch the Peak Performance Planner and promote it. Number 3, focus on business development, including hiring the right people for the job. Number 4, invest my money more smartly and hire a financial advisor. Number 5, invest in growing and learning programs. Number 6, setting up proper accounting for S Corp and paying myself a salary. Number 7, refresh my Peak Performance Method program videos. And finally, scroll 15 minutes daily through LinkedIn. Those are the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, and honestly, it was a really good exercise just to pull up these different goals and see what were all of the different things that I actually wanted to accomplish this year. Because again, sometimes we just simply lose sight of that, and I do not have a list somewhere sticked to my computer screen where I can see them every single day, and sometimes maybe it's also better. Maybe sometimes not. I think it depends on the person. But for me, I kind of am good about remembering my goals usually and just kind of chipping away at every single one of them. So the second question that I have now for myself, and I have for you as well, is to rate each of these on a scale of 1 to 10 in order to see how much progress you made. So 1 is, or 0, or 1 is I haven't even started with this goal, and then 10 is I've obviously accomplished it. So here's how I rated myself against each of these goals. Read a book every month, 2 out of 10. Launch the Peak Performance Planner and promote it, 10 out of 10. Focus on business development, including hiring the right people for the job, 6 out of 10. Invest my money more smartly and hire a financial advisor, 2 out of 10. Invest in growing and learning programs, 0 out of 10, because I haven't even started with that yet. Next one is setting up proper accounting for S Corp and paying myself a salary, 9 out of 10, or maybe even just an 8 out of 10, because there are still 1 or 2 things that I need to do there. Next one is refresh PPM, 8 out of 10, because I have recorded all the videos, but they're not edited yet and they're not live on my platform yet. So there is still a little bit to go as well. And then finally, scroll 15 minutes daily through LinkedIn, 4 out of 10. So as you can see, there are some goals that I have absolutely achieved and I'm working on them. There's actually just one thing that I haven't done, that I haven't even started yet, which is really investing in my own personal growth and choosing a course or choosing a program that I want to do for myself this year. This is usually something that I always do, and I think at the beginning and the first 6 months of the year this year, I have heavily invested in business development. I hired a business coach, I hired a mentor, I invested in these programs, so there's a lot of money that went into kind of that. And so I think the second half of the year is really more about my own personal development, honestly. So I'm excited to find something that will work for me. And yeah, I haven't really thought about it yet. So that's definitely something where I feel like I just have to invest some time and energy to see what actually resonates with me. So, do these 2 exercises for yourself. Ask yourself the question, what goals did I want to achieve in 2022? How am I doing towards these goals? Have I already started? Have I lost sight? Am I doing super well? Have I already accomplished and completed a couple of these programs and projects? That is the beauty of doing a mid-year review, because it is really powerful to see how you are doing. And like I said, this was a cool exercise for me to do as well. And yeah, the one thing that I lost sight of that I really was good about for the first 3 months of the year was to read a book every single month and to do a book review about it. I committed to doing that on my YouTube channel, on my videos, and I have totally lost sight of that. And honestly, there's no good excuse for it except that I fell in love and I have a new partner, and it's been just distracting, honestly, to sit in bed and read a book. I'm not really doing that right now. So I do want to get back to it though. I love books. I could buy a new book every single day. I could go to a bookstore every single week because I love bookstores. I love books. I do want to write my own book. That's actually one of my biggest goals for the next year. And yeah, that's sad, honestly. I do want to do better about it. And if you have watched my other Plan With Me videos, you know that I actually want to go on vacation in the next 2 weeks, and I'm really trying to pick a book and read that book during my vacation and then do a book review about that when I come back. So now the next question, which is a really important and really powerful question that I want you to sit with for a moment, is the question: are the goals for yourself still important for you, or would you like to create a new goal or replace one of the goals that you set for yourself in 2022, at the beginning of 2022? This is a really important question, because sometimes, honestly, we set ourselves goals and then they are not achievable because maybe they lose importance to us, and that's totally okay. It is not cheating. I already said that in my previous video a year ago. It is really about being intentional about your own goals and projects, and to not waste time on things that are not important for you anymore. So take a moment to reflect on that, and I will do the same, and I will see you back here in a second. So the answer for me is yes, actually all of the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year are still important for me. And there are 3 things that I would like to maybe focus more on in the second half of the year, because maybe I have lost sight of it or I haven't even started, which are reading a book every month, investing and finding this personal development course or thing that I want to do in order to really spend time with myself, learn new tools and share them with my clients. And the last thing that I want to do in the second half of the year is to be more trusting. So if you've actually watched my last Plan With Me video, you know that I said one of the biggest learnings that I had in the month of June was that it can be easy. That oftentimes I am super strict with myself, that I'm really hard on myself, that I'm very impatient with myself, that I get very easily frustrated with myself because I don't get to accomplish the things as quickly as sometimes I want them to be. I'm an extremely disciplined person. Sometimes not, right? With the book, unfortunately, that didn't work out so well, but I am very disciplined in general with a lot of different things in my life. And yeah, that can sometimes stand in my own way. So that it can be easy is a really important reminder for myself, that I can be not as hard on myself and still accomplish all of the things that I'm setting out to do. So those are kind of my reflections for this 3rd journaling prompt. In the next journaling prompt, you were asked to project and visualize yourself into the month of December 2022. I really love this exercise. It's super powerful because it really helps you to visualize and reflect on how do I want to feel and what do I want to have accomplished by the end of the year. And then the question is, what would you like to have accomplished by that time? How do you want to feel? You know, it can be super colorful. It can be that you're writing a letter to yourself. It can be that you are maybe drawing something, drawing a picture or creating a vision board. There's no limits to your creativity for this question. I did it pretty simply for this time around because I just wanted to make sure that I'm very, very clear on what I want to accomplish and which goals I'm working towards in the next 6 months. And here they are. Number 1, onboard 5 new clients through my business development efforts. Number 2, have 3 teams signed up for 1-year programs. Number 3, surpass my income from 2021. I do have a specific revenue number in mind that I do not want to share here. Number 4, have my finances set up really well and invest in the right things and feel very confident about it. Number 5, record monthly videos on the books that I have read in order to keep myself accountable for that goal that I have, and I just know that I enjoy books and I want to read them and I want to create more space for that. And finally, feel like I'm learning new tools that I can share with my clients through my own personal development journey. So that's how I want to feel. That's what I want to do in order to really take care of my own goals in the year of 2022. I'm honestly super excited about it. I am looking at my busy social traveling calendar for July, August, September, and I know that the first or the next 3 months of this are going to go by so quickly, which is why I want to be so intentional about what I want to achieve. I want to look back at 2022 and make this the most successful year yet in my business. Make this a more successful YouTube channel as well. This is actually something that I didn't write down on that list, but it should absolutely be there, that my YouTube channel wants to grow. I want to grow. I am ready for it. I've been sitting in front of the camera for the last 3.5 years, and I'm looking at the progress that I've made over the last 3 years with my YouTube videos, and it is absolutely astonishing, and I'm very proud of that. It's not always easy. It requires a lot of consistency and a lot of discipline to do that, but I honestly think it has helped me so much in my own creative path. It has helped me so much in being comfortable speaking in front of a camera, speaking in front of hundreds of people, which is obviously something that I do. And yeah, so that is one last thing that I did not share, but that I did definitely want to put on that list as well. So finally, the last question for today's video is: write a list of 3 things that you can do for each goal that you can do in the next 6 months. And obviously this is a super important question because you want to start taking action again. You want to be intentional. You want to maybe reflect, what do I need to specifically do in order to be really successful, right? Because as you saw, I also lost sight of a few things because life just sometimes gets in the way, and that's totally 100% okay. We are all human beings, and we can also always start again. That's something that I already talked about in the previous video, in the video 1 year ago, so make sure that you check that one out. I think there are some really good things and pieces of wisdom in there that I do want you to hear, so make sure that you're checking it out. Give me a thumbs up if you watched it so I know that you did. And here are a few items that I set up for myself. Number 1, pick the next books that I want to commit to reading and establish a routine. Number 2, pick a course that I'd like to sign up for to invest in my own personal development and create space time for that in the next 6 months. Number 3, finalize the setup of my peak performance method program and promote it by the end of the year. And then order maybe a next round of peak performance planners and promote them on Instagram for the end of the year as well. Those are my biggest goals for the next 6 months. I am excited where I'm going to be when I'm recording my end of year reflection video, which is another video that you can find on my YouTube channel every single year, because again, I think it is really powerful to share these insights with you. I know that it will help you to really understand, how am I setting goals, what kind of goals am I including, is it personal goals, is it professional goals, and how am I doing? Because sometimes I also slack and I need a little bit of a push in order to get things done. That's really all I wanted to share in today's video. So thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Leave me a comment down below if you did the same exercise for yourself. This took me about 10 to 15 minutes to write down. So it's really not a very long exercise, but just really so powerful. So take the time for yourself, take care of yourself, and I will see you hopefully in one of my next videos.